Hope it puts a smile on his face.
Me too. You have such a pretty voice.
Well, thank you.
I love that. I love that accent. Okay, what are we doing for you today? Are we doing psychic, animal communication, or evidential mediumship?
I could use an evidential mediumship this morning.
I knew it. I wrote it down. Yay, me.
Yay.
There was a 1 out of 3 chance, right?
Yeah.
Who would you like to talk to, Shelly?
You want the name or just the relationship?
Relationship and name. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't really get names, so I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
The hubby.
Hubby. Husband has passed. All right. Husband. He made me write husband instead of hubby because hubby sounds like chubby. Does this make any sense to you?
Yeah, he would be very detailed, yes.
Okay. Also, the chubby comment. Did he go up and down with his weight? Would you understand that?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Okay.
very much so. The end result, I used to tell him he had chicken legs.
Okay. And so, yeah, and don't give me too much info just while we get in there and make sure that I'm talking to, I mean, I already feel like I'm talking to the right person with his humor. I do think that his humor was a little on the drier side. And so I wouldn't necessarily know that he was joking, but I have a very similar humor. A little dry, a little dark. Would you understand that?
Oh, yes.
Awesome. And I did have a career that I was proud of. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. And I think that's part of where my dark humor comes from. Would you understand that he had a career where dark humor would have kind of been a need to have almost?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm getting something between, what are those people that EMS? I'm getting something between a cop and EMS. Would that make sense for a career?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay. But the dark part does.
Yes, he was in management.
Okay. Okay, that is so funny. Do you know someone else that is a cop / EMS, like a first responder of some sort, in your whole life? Go outside of your husband.
Not that's passed. No.
No. It doesn't have. I'm so sorry. I think you're new around here, but I'm an energy reader, so people just come in randomly and they can be alive. And so
Yeah.
it feels like a male, and it feels like someone who is like a first responder, and it feels like someone on the thinner. Do you have a son? Would you understand that?
I do have a son.
Is he in that sort of a first responder box?
No, and I have to laugh at that just quickly because he faints at the sight of a needle. So, no.
I wonder why that. Okay, all right, I'll keep going because I'm not sure why he's either coming in or your husband is bringing him up, and I can't figure out which one is which. So we'll keep going here. Okay. Let's see here. So he says something about he's showing me a picture of you two as a younger couple. So this was a long-term marriage, correct?
It was, yes.
And then he's showing me something. He's showing me you with blondish, brownish hair. You have light colored hair, yes?
Gray, yes.
Well, gray. But you would have back then, I should say. Because in this picture, you're wearing a wedding dress that's kind of to the shoulders right here, and it kind of is cut low. And you have a big veil, and you have like light colored hair. So I don't know if it's blonde or brown. Would you understand that?
Yes,
It is.
brown.
And do you understand the description of the dress?
Yes.
Aw. So he was incredibly proud of that. Would you understand that he waited to marry you because he wanted to have a certain amount of money in the bank?
No.
He's saying that he waited to marry you until you guys had a certain level of ability to be married. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So it wasn't necessarily just money. It would have been other things. That's fine. Cool.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I love that. Okay. And then he's being a little facetious because he just brought up your. He's like,
Shame on him.
I know he's laughing though. He's like, he was just, that was one of his favorite things.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Typical
yeah,
male. Typical
yeah,
male.
well, yeah. And he kind of was a typical male. He very much comes through as a typical male. He comes through as maybe a little off color sometimes, maybe a little careless in the things that he say sometimes. In fact, he's kind of offering an apology for not understanding love languages more, or everybody's up in arms about love languages nowadays, but more or less emotional needs that you would have had through the marriage. He wasn't always great at that. And he's kind of offering an apology for that. Even though you would say most days were good, he's offering an apology for that. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Cool. What else, sir? So he said he wasn't traditionally handsome, but that he was handsome in a rugged sort of way. Would that make sense for you?
Yeah.
And then I keep seeing fishing, but I don't feel like he fished. So he's showing me water and fishing, but I don't feel like he was the one fishing. Does this memory mean anything to you?
He was, I grew up without brothers. He was the first one that ever took me fishing. Yes.
Oh, I love that. Okay. So you're fishing and he's teaching you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what's really flippin' funny is that I'm reading a book. I just bought a fiction book, and that was literally a guy was teaching this woman to fish this morning, and I was literally just reading it in my bed. That's so funny. Wonderful. Well, do you have any questions for him?
I do.
Go lay down.
Questioning myself at his passing. Did I make the right decisions for him at that time? And is he okay?
Okay. Two things. He is offering me a vase, and he didn't say vase, he said vase. So a little particular again, and he's offering me these fresh cut flowers, and that there's a specific flower that you think of when you think of his passing. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then he is clapping, and he is so clapping in a good way, that like you do, like, I don't want to he's putting you on a pedestal, and he's putting you a little bit on, he's saying more or less like what kind of a choice did you have, right? And so you're questioning the choice, but he's saying there was no choice. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he's putting you on a pedestal. He just patted your ass. He wants you to laugh. He wants you to laugh so much, and he understands. Would you understand that there was a period, you already said he was sick, but there was a period then when you guys couldn't be intimate like you used to be?
Oh, very much so.
And so he felt bad about it. He's going to make me cry. He actually felt bad about that, because there's a certain level of how men feel, right? And what they're supposed to be doing. And then he shows me you guys spooning. He shows me movies. He shows me small, intimate moments other than what you had been able to do in the past.
Yes.
And that those were very, very important to both of you. And that those are the things that he wants you to remember. You have a dog. What are you spooning with now? He's showing me a stuffed animal or a dog.
I have a very large dog.
I love that. He's a little bit funny because he says, keep the dog. You don't need a man.
Hey, I'm with him. Yep.
Yeah. And I don't even think that's on your mind.
No.
So I think he was just trying to be funny. So absolutely he feels that you didn't even have a choice, and that he didn't always have you on a pedestal in life, and that's where he's absolutely putting you now. Like being able to have that life review and being able to see everything behind him. He's putting you on a cute little pedestal. He just put a crown on your head. Okay, sir. Do you love Disney?
Oh my gosh. Yes, that was one of our, he would indulge me. Yes.
Okay. All right. he loved that, and little memories like that are the ones that he's hanging on to. And then he is saying something about, I'm sorry, what was your other question? Is he okay? He's okay. They're okay when they get to the other side. They can, the way I believe it and the way that he's showing me right now, he's going back. Did he pass? Oh, he was kind of young, wasn't he? I want to go to 62. Would that make sense?
Very close. 64.
64. And he's taking me back to, I want to say 45, 47. And he's like, hey, hey, hey. So he, like, it's my opinion, and what they've shown me is that they get to kind of go to the age when they appear to us. They get to go to the age where they felt, whole, or where they felt attractive, or where they felt, their best, or what their prime, if you will.
Okay.
And so that's kind of the age that he goes to. He brings up your son again really fast, and then I'll let you go.
Yes.
3 kids altogether?
Myself or him, my
Yes.
son? No, just 2.
You and your husband.
My,
Just 2? Did you have a loss
I did.
early? Okay. So that would have been 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. So, and I kind of feel like the other child is a girl, but then she keeps turning into a boy. Do you have a masculine female, or do you have a feminine son?
Well, my daughter likes to be feminine, but she thinks she's a badass. So yeah,
She is a badass.
yeah,
She is a badass. She feels fun. She feels like we used to feel when we were young and we
Yeah.
had the world before us, and
invincible.
invincible. And I really like her vibe, honestly. I think are these tattoos and cussing? Would that make sense for her?
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yep.
She'll come back around to be a little more feminine again in the future. She's feeling a little bit put upon. She's feeling a little bit lonely, honestly. And she's feeling a little bit like she is very self-protective. Like when I reach out to her, she kind of like, yeah. So she's being a little self-protective at the moment. He definitely, I'll try and download this one. Unfortunately, the download options we should have been screen recording, but I'll try and load this to my TikTok so they can watch it, because he really wants his daughter to know how lovely she is.
Oh.
And how, yeah, just really that she doesn't give herself enough credit for she's kind of like a warrior. Like he's giving me Xena, the warrior princess. You know what I mean? And like you can
so
still, yeah.
Well, there's a whole story behind that. I'll just have to email you. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And so he was giving me that, and more or less just saying like Xena, the warrior princess, was still proud of being all woman, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can be a badass and be it. And then for your son, I want to say maybe he's pushing him toward first responder thing, because he's saying that he's a little unmoored. He's giving me like a moor, like that you put your boat on, and he keeps untaching the boat, and the boat's like just kind of slipping away by itself. And so he's saying he's a little unmoored, and that he needs to kind of focus, and that he's a little ADD, and that he's a little scattered, and that kind of putting himself first is a struggle. Does this sound like your son?
Very much so.
Okay. So it might not be cop or EMS if he doesn't like blood, but it would be something in that helping realm, because I think it feeds his soul when he's able to accomplish something and he can look at something and go, oh shit, I did that.
Okay.
And so something along those lines.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh, Marianne, that was very special. I needed that today. I needed to hear from him today.
Absolutely. 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 And then he is, again, handing you a flower. And I can't decide. I keep getting a sunflower, but then I got a rose. Are those your 2 favorites?
Yes.
Aw, I love that.
There's flowers by his ashes today. Yeah.
Oh, I love that too. I love that too. He doesn't want to go. That's cute.
Oh,
He's just kind of chilling right now, and he's like, you can keep talking to her. $30 is $30.
then, then you can tell him he can come talk to me.
Oh, that's funny that you said it like that, because he's showing me a cup of coffee and he's showing me a kitchen table, and you took up something recently, and I don't know if this is painting or journaling, but I see you there with kind of a sketchbook.
I'm sitting here with a cup of coffee writing down everything you're saying.
I love that.
Yes.
What a great reading. What a great visit.
Yes, because
Great.
he's kind of an introvert, so he doesn't always, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's I do talk to introverts on here, and it's always a little bit interesting because some of them call me loud. Some of them are like, "Oh my God, you're a lot." But he's cool. He's comfortable. He's cool. He's happy to be here. He wants you to know. Like, he's showing me Fred Astaire and a little bit of a waltz, but he said he couldn't dance. So he said it was something he kind of always wanted to do, but he never really got good at it.
Oh, I have so many stories to tell you. I need to come there and get you coffee or a drink.
Yeah. So tell me the story about the Xena warrior princess, and we'll just
Okay.
I'll edit this down so it'll fit in, hopefully, or I'll put it on
Okay.
YouTube. It doesn't.
Couple things. One, watching you this morning, and you talked about horses. My daughter rode and showed horses for 8 years.
I love that.
One time at a particular barn she was at, there was a big show and there was a costume contest. She was Xena, warrior princess.
Yes, I love that.
I mean, I made the costume. She had the long dark hair wig and the sword and the whole thing.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
I love that. How
the-
amazing.
yes. I mean, you two would vibe so much.
I love that.
Yes.
What was her discipline?
She was Western Pleasure. We had an amazing foundation quarter horse.
Oh, I love quarter horse. They're my jam. They
Yeah.
are my jam. I
Yeah.
love them. Yes.
Yeah.
How cool.
So you hit spot on. So much validation this morning, Marianne.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And just take that into the rest of your weekend, and take that. And not to put this in your head or anything, but like this was your person. Like, I really don't necessarily see you having another relationship. Does that make sense for you?
Absolutely. It's just me and my ride or die dog.
I love that. I mean, stay open to it, because you never know. Energy changes, our energy changes, time changes. So I would stay open to it, but I do see you being a grandma. Are you already a grandma?
They are my joy. I have 5.
You're 5?
5 grands, yes.
Dang, that is.
But the Xena Princess Warrior made me grandma when she was 19, so she got started early.
That's all right. That's all right. They're a blessing, though, right?
Oh my gosh, they are what's keeping me here.
That's good. That's good, because I don't see you going anywhere for a while, to be quite honest. Oh, I did want to bring up your health earlier. Is this I can't decide if this is caffeine, sugar, or smoking. I see, because I keep seeing things going into your mouth. Are you a smoker?
Nope, it would probably be the caffeine, the coffee.
Okay. So if you just, I think, cut down on it a little bit, because I keep feeling heart palpitations for you, and anxiety, and just high levels of like your stomach is in like turmoil. And so what you can do is kind of start talking to your body parts. You can start talking to your heart. You can talk to your stomach. You can talk to your anxiety. And then I personally, I had to cut down on caffeine too. I love coffee, not necessarily without sugar, but I love it.
Yeah.
But I've had to cut down on all of that. And so I think that was just kind of your spirit team trying to get that in there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then walking. I know that I feel like you do walk, but they're not extensive walks. They're more like, did you piss yet? And you're talking to your dog. So, so maybe some more walking, right? And or are you a bowler? I just got bowling for you.
No.
I think I would take the little kid. I think I would take the grands bowling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just got bowling. Was anybody a bowler?
Nope.
How funny. Okay. Yeah, that's what I got.
Okay.
There you go, Shelly. How fun. That was
so
great.
So much validation, Marian, this morning. Thank you.
I love it. Absolutely. Have a great day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Wow. That was great. That was great.